Hey everyone, welcome to the Reality Games podcast. I'm here with Tara, edgic God.
Hey, hello.
How are we going? Good. Oh, yeah.
What? Did you just answer your
I
own
don't
question?
know. I don't.
Did
Yeah, I
you go?
did.
How are you going?
I'm going.
Oh, good. I'm good.
I'm leaving. This has already became a disaster.
How you doing, Josh? Oh, I'm good.
I shut up. No, I'm fine. I'm actually pretty good. Thank you. Yeah. I'm gonna change it so we're a bit bigger for people to see. Um, yeah, we're discussing the merge, backyard merge.
Uh, yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Fuck.
All right.
What a stacked merge cast, though. Hey.
The only other person I wanted to see in the merge. Like, hang on, this sounds really bad. I really wanted to see Fiona. I really wanted to see how she would go in the merge.
The only
in
other
this
one.
situation. The only other one. No, that
That
sounds
would have been
horrible.
great.
But like that, I would have liked to see
Yeah.
Fiona make it to the merge.
The only other one.
Well, yeah, that's it. No.
Yeah.
Everyone. I would love to see everyone make the merge. But clearly, everyone can't. But at the start of the season,
Yeah.
at the start of the season, I would have said if Fiona was in the merge, it would have been a phenomenal for sure. Yeah. What's your
Can't have it
thoughts on the merge?
This cast, I mean, it's complicated. Like, I rewatched the episode last night to see if I could try pinpoint like who is truly at the center of all machinations of this merge. And it's really hard to pinpoint because it's a really interconnected cast. There are a few people I would say are at the center of different spider webs, but there's no one that's like a clear spider queen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no one. Like maybe Fu. I don't know.
See, the problem is, yeah, I like Fu has I would say coming into the merge, Fu has done a lot of hustling to put herself in a like better connected position than she was prior to the merge. I think she is networking. She's networking well. I think it's hard to network at a level that can keep up with the pace in which some people are just already connected and manage to connect pre-merge. Like, it's hard to compete with connections that have been formed over the course of the pre-merge. Fu's coming in really just brand spanking new. And she has like the people that kind of already screwed her over, sort of, in the previous vote. So she's got like Josh and Rachel and Abby and stuff like that. But are they reliable allies? Like, they've already like screwed her over once by just like telling her a furphy. But
well, I actually think
like she's getting in good sound.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. She's actually targeting the correct people, the people that would flip. That's something she's doing really well. She's targeting the people like Val. She's targeting Sal, or the L's. No, but she's targeting everyone that would flip, and I think she's doing like phenomenally. She's also putting out names that people know are going to be an issue, and people see that, but she still doesn't have the sway though, unfortunately, because she has no power in the game right now. She has no numbers at all, so we'll see how that goes for her in the future. But yeah, let's move on to somebody else in the merge. Let's just go through a couple of people in the merge and see where they're sitting at, see where they're going at. Let's look at Kiara. Kiara has been someone that's been in nearly every single conversation and knows everything that's happening around her. And she has all of her tribe that she still picked. She handpicked that 6 and they're still there. It's very strong. However, is it too strong where it's going to become a target on her very soon?
I think so.
And I
actually
so
really think so. Yeah. Like, I think Salvador has the right idea in that confessional he was giving, where he was saying things like they're all clumping together as a clear 6. Like, it's not it, because there's no smoke and mirrors anymore. So I think it's pretty reasonable to consider, building allies outside of that alliance. And I think the people doing it the best from original Yellow, Kiara wouldn't be included. I mean, Kiara's up there. She connected well with like Michael and Matt C, I would say. But I think Salvador's doing it maybe better than anyone. And I would also say Abby's done a decent job at networking. I think Abby's problem is that for as many allies as she makes like equally as many enemies. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like that Matt B and Joe aren't really networking at the level I think is necessary to survive with some degree of agency in this merge. I just don't think they're keeping up with the pace.
John's question is actually an interesting one. So, was it a mistake for Red and Blue Tribe not to foresee that the 6 Yellows would get together at merge? Not really, because, like, let's be fair, nobody knew that Valentina was coming back in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And especially, like, when you've
that's
said
a hard
David
thing to calculate anyway.
When you sent 2, like, very good challenge people to redemption, and they get beaten by Valentina. Like, nobody's seen that coming.
Yeah. No, I really don't think so. And
so I
they would have probably been assuming they were always one person down anyway. They would have seen themselves as a 5, not as a potential 6 ever. Especially if you burn someone and vote them out anyway, even if they do return, it's hard to look at that person as like one of the team anyway. So I don't really blame Red and Blue at all. I don't know. I think that there are some conversations you can see where the red team does this and the yellow team members have done this, where red team keeps saying to other people in the game, like, oh yeah, we're all like really close. We're all like hoping we can stick together. They keep saying that to people. And then I think there was a scene, maybe it was this episode, last episode, where Kiara was also just like, yeah, we're really close. We got really close on yellow as well. I feel like people need to stop saying that.
Like, yeah, you don't say that. Why talk about that stuff? Like, too many truth bombs. Like, always throw out a lie.
Do you know who's good at lies, though?
None of this cast. I'm joking.
Abby.
Abby is great at lying. Abby is great at lying. I give her that.
Patoo. That's how she lies.
Sorry, I'm gay.
Fuck me, dude. Abby is such a good character. Like, what the? She is just the speediest liar, off the cuff liar. She's just making shit up as she goes. She's saying, "Oh yeah, the other 4 voted for you, Jake." She was like, "Did you hear that conversation?" Yeah, the other 4, as if she wasn't one of the other 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, she's very good at being like misleading with her words, and like even just like setting up scenarios in such a way where like, I think it was a secret scene, bit of VIP content, but like she was like purposely trying to make her conversation be overheard by other people to mislead them as to what was like going on. I mean, what a speed demon. Like,
let's go close to this group so I can speak a bit louder so they can hear about this fake conversation. I'm just like, okay, big brain. Like, it's crazy.
Okay.
She was at top of my rankings last week, my power rankings, because they wanted to take out Jake in that last episode. And she was able to save Jake and flirt with Jake for an extra vote.
Yeah.
And I think what she did this round was wrong. I don't agree with it. But
yeah, I'm thinking it over more and more. And I don't know. I think
lost a bit of power.
I kind of agree. I think what's really tricky for like the position Abby's in, sorry, I'm just fiddling around stuff. The position Abby was in to make that decision, I think it's a similar decision to the decision like Fu kind of had to make as well, in the sense where like there comes a point where you have to realize like whether someone is going to be harder to manage as an ally and like to protect. Like people are going to associate them together. There's only so far you can protect, and you can't create smoke and mirrors, you know, once you're like everyone's seen you cuddling. Do you know what I mean? And you can't create smoke and mirrors as if in Fu's case with like Jake, for example, like you started on the same tribe. Like you can't protect that anymore. So there comes a point where you have to be willing to look past your initial allies. But I do kind of agree. Abby had Jake's vote in the bag. I think maybe Abby could have. I mean, we both know there's not very much time to think in these games, but like perhaps Abby, being the speed demon thinker she is, she could have maybe considered ways to downplay their strategic allegiance and more just keep like their social allegiance, but like vote differently. Like, okay, Jake, you stick with, you know, who like your daddy, Matt C, or whatever, and and then, you know, I'll stick with like original yellows. And like I think Abby could have maybe like just dictated what she wanted Jake to do a little more, rather than so easily throwing away that hand, you know.
Yeah, I just don't get it. It's just like she had like the biggest advantage in the game ever, and she's just like, no, I'm good. Like I still don't get it. Like I understand it may have put like a target in her back further down the line.
Yeah.
But having like a lot of say, she could have still had a lot of say in these next couple of votes, which really could have like dictated her game right to the end. But instead she just got rid of that power, and I don't agree. Anyway,
I mean, one vote isn't that much power, especially when the game is as interconnected as it is at this point. I think there are a lot of different voting blocks that we've seen form throughout the game so far, and especially at these like swap tribes, and then moving into that first vote. It really exposes the lines of where the voting blocks are. But what's really interesting is because we had all these people that were willing to flip at the revote. Am I jumping around too much? Should we be more?
No.
Like,
No.
Okay, like all these people that were willing to like switch their votes over at the revote. It just goes to show like people are willing to put their eggs in their non-original voting block alliances.
Yeah.
Like people are willing to put faith in their social abilities to give them the agency to stay in the middle and dip from side to side. And I think people like Abby do have that luxury. People like Salvador do have that luxury. People like Josh also do kind of have that luxury. Some people don't, you know? And I think for the most part, everyone played a reasonably good hand this round. Like I know we're criticizing Abby for getting rid of Jake, but I think I don't know. Like, yeah, I think it's reasonable. Like if you've got a perceived 6 strong original yellow, like you don't want to be burning all of those bridges so easily by
but nobody picked up Valentina. Like the only person that was trying to pick up Valentina this round was Fu. And Valentina literally is that vote. Like she is the one that's going to dictate what's going to happen for probably the next 3 or 4 votes at the moment.
Yeah.
Because she can go either way. And when nobody wanted to, like, what we've seen, nobody looks like they want to go up to her and grab that vote. Like, you come out of Redemption Island, or Redemption, whatever they called it, over the hill, around the corner, whatever. You come out of that situation. You come out of that situation and, like, you have trust of no one. Like, literally no one in the game. You've come out with all this information of people being blindsided by certain people. So you have all of this different, like, information that nobody has in the game. And it really looks like Fu was the only one that was like, I'm going to take that. And to me, I'm just like, no, you grab that and you run with that. It's extra information. They're going to be the target. You're not going to be the target because they've just came back. They've been seen as a challenge beast because they've won all these challenges in a row. I mean, and I just don't get it personally.
It's also interesting from like Valentina's perspective herself that she chose to remain sided with the original Yellow. Like she didn't really especially like she has that real like distaste for Abby. She's like, I don't like her, sort of thing going on. But
thanks to
I think it's also interesting, like she so quickly went back to work with, you know, the likes of Kiara, Joanna, and Matt B. But I think it speaks to the credit of those guys, because they do have that at Salvador as well. They do all have that more believable temperament. Like you can kind of trust them when they, you know, say they've repented, and it's like, oh, you know, the vote, just, you know, the vote, and they just let Abby take the brunt of that. I think that was well done by the majority of Yellow by letting Abby, you know, carry the burden the most of voting her out, because it allowed the rest of the Yellow to have more sway over Valentina. So even though we're saying like no one really took Valentina, she was the vote to take, well, Yellow had the strength to take her back. Like I almost don't really doubt at all for a moment that like the others didn't try to pick her up. I reckon they all did. I reckon, you know, Rachel and Josh would have tried to get her. Like Rachel gave a confessional, like, yeah, I'm really happy Val returned. Yeah. So I'm sure she did go up to Valentina and be like, hey, what's good? You know,
but look, yeah. Oh my God, but looking at the edit though, looking at the edit, right? This is what I want to look at. The fact that we didn't get to see that really means that Valentina ain't got to work with any of these other people. And she's already really going to work with Yellow and then potentially Fu. Like, that's all we're getting. Like, Valentina ain't going to work with none of the red. She hates the red. He hates Abby now. You know, like, she... Yeah, and the fact that we haven't seen it. So, like, to me, it just... that may have been on the mind of people. Like, it may have been like, oh, maybe I should talk to Valentina, and she just came back. But clearly there was not enough influence of their talk.
No, which
to
is
be in the edit. Which to me, I just don't get.
I'm on the same. I'm under the same assumption there. I think here's the thing with Valentina. She's not like some Survivor strategic super fan or anything. Like she's probably about on the same level as like Jake is in terms of like Survivor knowledge. So it's hard to criticize too much for them not being like as willing to cut ties with their original tribes, even if they kind of, you know, pull the cloth over their heads.
I sort of disagree. Because if you're Valentina, right, you don't know the game that well. You've just got voted out by a bunch of people that picked you. She literally got picked by Kiara and she still voted her out.
Yeah.
And like she got voted out. She had to go through all of these challenges, listen to all of these stories about Yellow knocking out everybody, and then come back, and then the only people that really give her any type of like welcome back scenario that we see is Yellow, like to an extent. And somebody like Valentina, she's definitely somebody like that values trust and values honesty.
Yeah.
Right, because she doesn't know the game. So if you don't give her that, and that's why her and Fu will vote together forever now, I believe. Because there is that honesty and that trust there from that last vote, and she knows, and she kept gaslighting, she kept pushing Abby's name under the fire and kept putting Abby's name under the fire when Abby was the one that voted Valentina out, and she knows it. And now they've both built up this hatred for somebody that's on the top of the game at the moment. And like
what did you think about Valentina going straight to Kiara with her like, why did you vote me out? Kiara. It was just I loved it so much.
I loved it so much. And then Kiara's by herself and she's like, of course the other two have gone.
yeah, that was fucking funny. Like what do you think about Kiara kind of, at least in Valentina's eyes, I guess, being seen as kind of the spokesperson for Yellow Tribe?
Yeah, that's an issue.
Do you think that's a concern for Kiara's game?
Yeah. If I'm Kiara right now, I'm like, I'm in trouble because now everyone knows that I'm apparently the spokesperson, and everyone's going to now target me because I'm the leader of the yellow tribe. And I don't. I would hate that. I would hate that position. And to be honest, if I was in her position, I think she should flip straight away to get out of that situation, so it doesn't look like she is in the leading spot. I don't. I think she should just get out of there, run.
Yeah, and you know what? Kiara has that option, and it's kind of been something she's toyed with, at least in a confessional or so, where we've heard her say, you know, maybe if there was a time to flip, you know, maybe I could flip over to, you know, with OG Reds or like with matching, I think was what she was kind of saying. Because I think she did connect well with Michael and Matt C. I think she does have that option. I think with Kiara, the person she's least in good with are people like Rachel and Josh. Would you say Rachel and Josh are the people she has the least connection with right now? And maybe Fu as well.
Yeah, I'd say Rachel and Josh are like her least two connection. And to be honest, she should actually jump on that ship. I think that's a ship that you could jump on, because then she actually has like inroads with everyone else, and if she jumps with them too, the fact that she has a lot of inroads with everyone, then she can dictate how it goes. She is in the power spot. I believe she is in the power spot.
Yeah. But a lot of people are like, there are so many people at the core of like a series of onion alliances. Like, for example, you have someone like, let's say Rachel. She's in a really good position and for so many different reasons. Like, so she's in good with all the OG Reds. She's got a secret alliance with Matt B. She's in good with her swap tribe voting block, which is her, you know, Josh and Abby and Fu and Matt B. You know, so she's got like she's at the core of like two big voting blocks, really. And, you know, and to be connected to Michael and Chang means she gets access to, you know, Joe, fuck else, Kiara, and whatever people I'm fucking forgetting right now. Sorry. Should I not be swearing? I don't know what the rules are on podcast.
Me either. We are Australian, and Australians swear, so sorry.
Yes, the perfect excuse.
Yeah.
So I feel like there are so many people at the center of different like Venn diagrams. Like I would say Rachel might be in one of the best positions.
You know, I want to agree, but at the same time, like, let's say, for example, right, the 6 yellows stay strong because they're still in the game. Red are in trouble. They don't take Fu out here. Red are in trouble. They don't take out Fu. They take out a Red just to dictate like the different levels, and there's like no way that they can get majority moving forward. So I can see Red really being in trouble unless, like, at the end of the last episode, we're seeing Sal wanting to
Sal's in
flip
good with those guys.
Red.
Like Sal can now that, because he flipped his vote over to the other side, and it looked like in the preview Josh and Fu were gonna be able to pick up on that because they both seem to have colluded or something and come to the conclusion that they were both the ones that flipped over. So Sal could really be in either a super tough position next episode or a super fantastic position. And it really comes down to how good is Salvador at socially navigating and like ensuring people that he is solidly with them. And if Sal can do that with at least one of these sides, the numbers will be determined potentially by where Salvador goes next, you know? And it really does look like since Sal flipped, and if that information leaks to the yellow side, Sal's not going to feel as comfortable working with yellow anymore, and yellow's not going to feel as comfortable working with him. So I think it is in like all of OG Red's best interest and in Fu's best interest keep Salvador in the game, which is why I think he's in a pretty good position moving forward, even though he's kind of probably going to be sort of exposed. I think he's in a position where people will take advantage of that, and he'll allow himself to be taken advantage of.
Yeah. Do you think, though, in that moment where he asked Matt B for the idol at Tribal?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that will play a part? I actually think it might play a part. It might be like, why do you think I had an idol? Well, Abby told me that you had an idol. Like, do you think that could like eventuate into anything? Or do you think that maybe he kept seeing people like mouth Val, that it looks like Sal, and people he was potentially like, oh, it's me. Why is it me? I need an idol. And then got spooked out potentially.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's play it out. Hey, so let's say you're Matt B and you want to be like, what the fuck was that at Tribal, dude? Like, why did you think I have an idol? Also, like, just for the fun of it, what if Matt B does have the idol? Do you know how funny that would be if like he actually like at some point got his hands on the idol, and then so we're made to all be like, what the fuck? Abby was right. Like, that would be crazy.
I want that to happen so badly.
So I kind of do too. I want Abby to be right. Do you know how funny that would be?
That would be amazing. I love it so much. Like Abby sitting on the jury and Matt B just plays his idol, or Matt B plays his idol to knock out Abby. Like, and Abby's like, I knew you had it, and we didn't know that it happened. And we're all like, this is amazing.
Oh, yeah, if he takes Abby out with it.
Oh, so good.
In theory.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be so fucking funny. Yeah. That would be one of the most entertaining ways for that plot line to play out. But yeah, okay, let's say he doesn't have the idol, because that's kind of what we're assuming. We're assuming he does not have the idol, and he's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why are you asking me for the idol? So what are the repercussions that move forward from there for Salvador? So Matt B is going to walk away from that being like, and then it's going to get back to him that like, oh, this was something Abby spun up. And if it's false, Matt B is probably going to start getting on the defensive, because this information seemingly has it gotten back to Matt B yet that Abby... Wait, no. I think it did this episode.
No.
So he still doesn't know that Abby has been like going out and about and planting those seeds, whether true or false. So I think now it's going to suddenly get back to Matt B. What's the best thing Matt B can do in this situation?
Well, Matt B doesn't really have any alliances outside of his original yellow, other than Rachel, that we just see Rachel talk about, and Matt B never say anything about. So I don't believe it's even a thing. Rachel's like, I've got Matt B, and there's just like Matt B just saying nothing about Rachel at all.
Yeah, I mean, we did see those scenes in was it the previous episode where the two of them were talking, and Jake was overhearing them talk, and he was like, and Matt B winked at him or something while Rachel and Matt were talking about him.
But then he votes him out anyway. Yeah. Like, it's just like he just hasn't built any connections or anything. So once Yellow starts going down, he'll sink with the ship. It's the same as Joanna in my eyes. Once Yellow starts going down, they'll just start sinking. Kiara, Abby, Valentina are pretty much the only ones I can see having an option of changing it up. Salvador, I'm not even counting as a Yellow tribe member anymore.
I keep forgetting about that he's Yellow.
Yeah, I don't see him going back there after that incident.
And you know what? Like, if we want to talk a little about the edit, in a way, it was very much focused in the pre-merge, in the early part of the game, that Salvador was not really vibing the rest of his tribe. Like, he didn't like that they were all sunshine and rainbows. He wanted to be like, I want to look for an idol. I want to look for an idol. Everything was about Salvador wanting a fucking idol, you know? And it was all about, like, him not really caring much for this kumbaya vibe. So I think if hypothetically, let's say we're telling the story of Salvador.
This moment was the most funniest Mel's comment. This moment where Jake's like, I don't trust any of the OG Yellow, and Salvatore's just standing there.
Yellow, and he's right there. Oh, how good when they also did that like synchronized sigh as well. That was really like.
Yeah.
Did you see that? It was like timed perfectly to the music as well.
It was so good.
But that Jake. So is Jake coming on tonight? Are we interviewing Jake?
Jake has accepted to come on to the podcast.
Oh my god!
So, exciting! Our first jury member.
1 second. Can you change it so the screen is split into boxes real quick instead of half? Awesome. I've just got like a background I want to put on.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna work. It's not really good. Okay, let's keep talking.
Okay. Is it not working?
It will. I'll just squish it first.
All right. We'll let you go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let's talk about someone we haven't spoken about much in this chat. Marty.
Oh yeah, we haven't. Marty Ching.
No. Usually Marty's like a big like conversation topic, right? Usually he's doing a lot and usually making moves and stuff like that. But where was he?
What about
it's like he wasn't
Ching?
There. Even when Rachel,
see that?
Josh, yeah, like even when like Rachel, Josh, and Michael were talking to Jake and somebody else, he wasn't there. Where was he? Like there's multiple conversations where he's just like disappeared and not there. I want to know.
Yeah.
What happened to Marty? What happened to Marty Ching?
Yeah, this is what happened to Marty Ching. Wait, where's the words? I had the word. There's words under it that says what about Marty Ching? Oh, yeah. Whatever. But so I was talking with Matt and like after the episode, and he was saying half the time like Jake was following him around. So he did become Jake's daddy.
Oh.
Yeah, but he wanted to get away. That's what I heard. So I don't know why I didn't make the episode, but yeah. Oh,
yeah, I'm confused. Like we seen like a little bit of like conversation with them too, and that was sort of it. Yeah, I just found it weird. Yeah. And the fact that Jake went, like, why didn't we see just him following Marty around? Like,
no, that would be so funny. Yeah, I mean, let's before Jake gets here, let's talk a little bit about Jake. You know, because I feel like there's just so much to unpack.
Yeah, there is so much to unpack with Jake. Like, he is in this situation where he is only Alliance member, well, of Blue, voted for him at the last Tribal Council. His only other Alliance member lost the Redemption Challenge.
Yeah, and then
he lost his father figure. Yeah.
You've got like Rachel being like she doesn't like his vibe, and then you've got Josh being like he was rude to me.
Yeah. Like everyone hated him, and I'm just like, why? I'm like, he seems like a good kid, you know. His dad made him went off and like went to Redemption Island to get some milk and never came home. But like, it's just like, yeah.
It's and I love that scene where Abby is just trying to like explain what happened at the previous tribal, and he's like, how did you guys do it? How'd you switch the vote? Okay. How'd you switch the vote from Josh to Dan? How'd you do it? That's crazy. You shouldn't have been able to do that. Like what? I mean, it was just, I love it. It's so good to have someone like Jake in this cast. He really does. It really is such good contrast, and it provides so much. He himself was just a catalyst for so much random shit. Like we got the jabby stuff, and then we get like just like Rachel and Josh just fucking not vibing him. They're like, he's just got to go. No.
We do not like him. We don't care if we're down in numbers. He is going.
He was rude. I don't like his vibe.
Yeah.
Like even in like the previous episode when like it's heading into the vote, and you have that scene between Rachel and Jake, and Rachel's like, yeah, the vote's Josh, yeah, and then he's like, oh yeah, like you're not voting Josh, and then Rachel's like, no, it's Josh. It's just, it felt like Rachel was like, it was like that in my season of Melbourne Survivor when I'm trying to convince Ange that I wasn't talking about it. I was like, no, what?
And Ange is just there. Ange is just there like, really?
It's just like the player that doesn't really even know too much about Survivor still seeing through your bullshit. It's like, ooh, that's a feeling. But that I love the hatred like Josh and Rachel have towards Jake. It's just very amusing to me.
Yeah,
it's probably you know what? It's probably super warranted. Like,
it probably is. Yeah, it probably is
on the down low. We don't know shit. We don't know shit about what Jake was really truly up to out there. You know.
Yeah, we have no idea.
We can find out now.
Yeah.
When's he jumping on?
It's coming on soon. I gave us a little bit longer to discuss this episode.
Oh, okay.
Mainly due to the fact that it's merge. It's really chaotic. We don't know what will happen.
It is chaotic.
Yeah, it's to be honest, I actually think this is the best merge in Backyard Survivor history.
I mean, that's a call. I mean, probably.
It's very.
I mean, this season wins 2. On like every.
Yeah, season 2
was very strategically heavy going into the merge.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do assume this season wins on almost every Backyard Survivor metric, but
yeah.
I would probably have to rewatch that merge to quite remember what went down. Wasn't that the one where like multiple idols were played? Was that the merge vote?
No, I think that's one after. Hang on.
Oh, is that the one after? Oh, okay.
I think it's the one after. I think so. I think so. I could be wrong. Yeah.
I was trying to draw like a chart earlier to try and understand like who's connected to who, and none of my charts make any sense. I'll show you. You ready to see this?
Yeah.
Keep them distracted real quick. Keep them distracted.
I will dance. No, I
won't. Quick, dance.
We'll just watch you get your stuff. That's fine.
Yeah, like I really tried. I tried to do my homework before going into this, but as you can hear, like we just keep going from tangent to tangent to tangent. But I think it's understandable considering like this is what we're dealing with, okay? We're dealing with this, we're dealing with this, we're dealing with this. I tried doing like separate charts for each player to like see how interconnected they were with everyone. Didn't fucking work. It's too complicated. I don't know what's going on. This is a mess.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. The idols happen at merge in season 2.
Right. I have magic powers, Ching. I can go into my green screen. I programmed it that way.
The amount of like connections in this game is ridiculous. I like the fact that there's 3 tribes. The fact that we got 4 tribes at season 2 like just made the merge like ridiculous. The more tribes are better.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. But no, maybe not with 4
I really
people.
like
maybe with 5.
Oh, can we talk about just how good it is that there are like no idols? Like,
well,
there might be an idol out there, but like we don't know about it. And I'm just loving no real like there have been advantages. Like Michael had his to play if he wanted. He didn't, which I actually commend. I like that he didn't play. I know you didn't really like that he didn't play.
No.
I was kind of on 2 sides of the fence. I remember thinking like he could totally play and face like very little repercussions.
Well, imagine if he played it this episode. If he had the extra vote this episode, because
if he had it this episode, yeah. Like, I mean, it's good to have up your arsenal, but like at the same time, you know, you don't want to like if he did sacrifice his vote, then like people would pick up on that, and it could just breed like distrust.
I just want to say why it's bad. Why it's bad is because his vote didn't count anyway. He was in the minority.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that. Like, but just because your vote doesn't count doesn't mean that the absence of your vote won't be noted. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. But like at that point, one up. Like, I don't know. I could talk about this like.
I kind of agree. Ages. Like, I thought going into that vote, I was like, oh yeah, he would totally play it right. There's like very little you can lose. But the sense I'm getting is if you're more of a defensive player, like you play your game by just building a strong foundation to move forward with, then that's not a move you want to be making. You don't want to be taking risks in the pre-merge when you don't really have certainty about where the lines stand. And if you just want to build trust with the people around you, you don't want to like scare them into thinking because if your vote is missing, they're going to either assume someone played a vote steal on them. And since like I think like they would be able to suss that out, I just don't think he could really play it off like anything other than sacrificing a vote and someone being like, so what did he get in return for sacrificing it? I think you don't want people to know you have something unless it's a last resort, you know? And I don't think he was in so terrible of a position that he needed to throw that spaghetti at the wall.
But his vote literally did not count, like, at all. Like, if say for example they were to vote with David, it'd be a 3-3, but they're voting for David. I know. So like his vote literally has zero. His vote has zero purpose in this game at all at that point.
Yeah, but I think it's more just about maintaining the optics of it all. Like, you don't want people to be scared that, oh no, like a vote was missing, like someone has something, and unless you can pin it on someone else, but the only other person he could maybe have pinned it on in that scenario is someone like Cheng, and that's like one of his closest allies. Like, you don't want to be sabotaging everyone you're associated with as well, just by like people noting the absence of your vote.
Yeah, but at that time though, like, I don't know, like at that time, at that point, you've got 3 votes and 3 votes. So like, I think if you look forward as you did that, you could then say it's the right. I don't know. I personally think it's the right move. Some people say it's the wrong move. Some people say it's the right move. I think it's one of them things.
Why did I bring it up again? I was saying it as a tangent to illustrate a point, but I don't remember what my point was. What were we talking about before we spoke about that?
John said I wasn't listening to you. Yeah, you're an edgic god. You're not a strategic god. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm sure. Hold on, let me fix this up. I'm scared. Like, I keep making edgic predictions, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be so embarrassed after this episode. And I try go into every episode making like risks in my edgic predictions that could make me look like an idiot if I'm wrong, but it makes me look pretty smart if I'm right. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm getting more and more scared every single fucking vote because I'm like, oh, I just put you at the top of my contenders list. Better not go.
So who have you've done your edgic for the merge episode yet or not?
No, but I can ballpark.
Yeah, let's get some ballpark edgic notes.
Like what do you want? What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
I want to know is there any negative edits this episode, because we got a negative edit from Abby last episode.
We had a negative edit for Abby again.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not like, while the edit always takes the care to show Abby as like an absolute force of nature as a player, the edit absolutely is letting her take the full brunt of being typecast as a villain. Yeah, like she is wearing that mantle in full, and the edit is just wonderful. I love the way Abby's being edited. It's so entertaining. Like, it's so entertaining, and I can't imagine it bodes well for her, but at the same time, like, you have to remember with the edit, it will tell both the story it wants you to see, but it will also tell you the story that really happened. And the reality is Abby has been a villain in the last few episodes, you know? And so it's not like some big, like, misconstrued situation where, like, she's not really the villain. She is the fucking villain. Like, you know? So it's not like, do I think it's impossible for Abby to win? No. I just think it's like Of all the people that you would kind of consider to be a contender, like she's really like on the lower end of that.
Yeah. Tony and Kagayan got quite a.
He did. Tony is a really good example of a winner who had complex personality, negatively toned episodes. Like, for example, the episode where Tony speaks Llama to Cass, like, that was a very good example of a CPN episode. Exactly. And yet he is, you know, the winner of Kagayan and perhaps other seasons as well. I actually think Richard Hatch is another example of a winner who got a CPN edit on occasion. So it's like, it's possible. But I just think in both of those casts, Richard and Tony were like by far like the clear best players. I mean, I guess in Kagayan, you actually had a bunch of other good players, but like Tony was just always like 10 steps ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
In this cast, I mean, the majority of the fucking cast is stacked. So and you see a lot like cleaner edits.
But Abby
and you even have complex edits like Josh's that are a lot better than Abby's in many ways.
But Abby is sort of running rings.
Yeah.
maybe I can't.
But she's making it. But she's
actually,
you know what? Abby is kind of like. This is huge. This is like the biggest compliment of the century, but like Abby is kind of like a cross between like the Tony of the season and the Angelina Keeley of the season at the same time.
I love it.
Is that like, that's too big. That's too high praise. Abby, don't ruin it. Okay. That's all I'm saying now. Like at this point, you better make Final Tribal fucking council. That was huge praise.
Yeah.
Like her edit is full of like CPNs and like, the edit is willing to paint her in such a way where she's like can be right about things and wrong about things, and she's for every like clever strategic thing she does, like chaotically patoo, she's making like a million gazillion enemies. She's got an enemy out of Matt B, she's got an enemy out of Valentina. She's like burning her close allies. That's very Tony-esque actually. And
it really is.
And the speed in which she manages to pull these things off, very Tony, you know, but it's also Angelina Keeley because she's getting that Dodo edit that Tony didn't. Like Tony got a goofy edit, but it wasn't Dodo. Plinky plonk. I say it time and time again. Abby's getting plinky plonk music. I invented that term. This is an edgic exclusive invented by edgic. Abby is the embodiment of plinky plonk combined with just an octopus. She's a plinky plonk octopus. Like she's got her tentacles, but the music
let's talk about Josh. Let's talk about Josh. Now, Josh.
Let's talk about Josh.
Josh has just come out of the gate swinging after he's been able to pull out some numbers.
Josh is the best.
It's so good. It is really good. It's just like, no, I don't like him. He's going. Goodbye. And it happens.
It's like,
I mean,
dude, it's crazy that I don't have like Josh even in like the top 5 of my contenders list. Because at this point, like I've wanted to be putting him there for like a few episodes now, but it's like every single time I'm like, can he jump that far up? Like, but like the edit he got in the premiere is not the edit he's getting now.
And that's changed.
But what's remained the same is that he's always given the strategic credit in the edit more than everyone else when a move is played out that he's a part of. He gets the credit. That's
is that because he's more verbal though? Is that because he's more verbal? Compared to the rest of the
someone like Rachel is too. Someone like Rachel is too, but she's getting like the opposite. She's getting like, she's always saying the right thing. She's always thinking about the game in the right way. But like from an edgic perspective, the edit is always showing someone who's like got the slight edge in the edit. But the reality is I think Rachel is like maybe one of the best positioned people in this merge and entirely through the game. Just the way she's navigated and networked. But like someone like Josh has always had that like like Rachel gets dominant player force music, and then Josh gets like flashbacks that are more dedicated to him. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like he gets the fun and Rachel gets like the more narration. Josh gets the POV. And and I think that gives Josh the edge over Rachel in terms of a winning contenders list. If we're talking edgic, I don't know. Neither of them are too high up my contenders list. I do have like a full list that I don't release to the public because I'm so exclusive and cool and pretentious. I'm like really elitist about this shit. I don't know. Like I would love for Josh to win. I would love for Rachel to win. I would love for Abby to win. I just think they're all getting like in different ways. Their edit is hard to overcome. But Josh is always given strategic credit in the edit. But there's always a little bit of like pizzazz that like makes it look like something bad's coming his way. But yeah, let's talk a little more about Josh, like just from a gameplay perspective. Like he's copped how many votes this season so far?
Yeah, he's been very
every tribal he's gone to, he's gotten votes, right?
Besides this merge one.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah. We've also got Josh's leg is definitely played a part.
His leg is getting more and more airtime as time goes on. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm nervous for that leg. I kind of hope people's kind of like a Tyson in Blood vs. Water. And by that, I mean, like, Tyson, like, sort of injured himself in Blood vs. Water. And he would, like, play it off as, like, oh, my God, like, I've hurt my arm. I can't do challenges. Don't vote me out because I can't do challenges anyway. Like, I imagine Josh is probably doing that already, right? Like, he'd be like, well, I can't win challenges, so you don't need to worry about me. He's totally doing that, right?
Yeah, he totally is. He totally is. Let's talk about, we've got, I think, 2 more people I haven't spoken about. So we haven't spoken about Michael, and we also haven't spoken about Joe.
Yeah, let's talk about one of them. Pick one. Let's do Joe.
Let's do Joe.
What do you have to say about Joe, Josh?
I mean, she really hasn't made any inroads with many other people other than her OG Yellow. So it's not,
that's concerning.
It's not looking, it is concerning. Like, especially from like a jury point of view as well. Like, if she does make it to the end, how is she going to get it? Who she got? Yeah. Really? Like,
yeah. I mean,
I love her edit though. And
I do too.
And she has been speaking more strategically as well recently as it goes on, I've noticed.
Yes.
She is starting to like
she's had a very slow-paced edit. It's getting momentum now though. I'm nervous if it's momentum because it's like a visibility spike and she's going to get the chop. That's very common in Backyard Survivor and in normal Survivor in some kinds of seasons where like shortly before a player is booted, they get a visibility spike. Joanna had a much bigger visibility spike last episode than we've seen in the past. I really like her narration. Like it's a good contrast to the other kinds of narration we get this season. Like we get really strategically dominant narration from people like Rachel. We get really like, I don't know, we almost get like kind of philosophical with like Kiara and then like we get like Fu who's like super POV, like, oh my God, what's going on sort of thing. Joanna's just very like, she tells it how it is. She's saying what she sees.
One thing as well I've noticed with her confessionals are always at the start of the episode.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yes.
What is that? Like, is it Joe's show?
Honestly,
and then
I think it's kind of just a reminder that Joe's there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh, Joe's there. Who's that? Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That. Yeah,
because if you start every episode with her, you can't forever be like, oh, who's that? Like, you see her enough times at the beginning of the episode, you'd be like, okay, Joe, we see you. We see you.
we can see you there. You're there.
We especially see her with the X-ray vision.
We do.
That was the best. That was one of the best transitions. Like Kiara laughing about like how goofy it is. Then cutting to X-ray vision Joe. No one else gets a night vision confessional. Just Joe. Kiara's funny. Have you Kiara's always laughing? What's
yeah,
that
she
about?
is. Yeah, I want to know.
Dare you? How dare
maybe
you laugh
she's just
so much, Kiara?
maybe she's just laughing because she's like the last fraternity left, and she's like, ha ha ha. I beat them all.
Yeah. But she's always been having a giggle with even back on original Yellow Tribe, having I don't. Maybe it was in VIP content or something, but she was having a giggle with Abby about Matt B and how he can eat the gross food or something like that. I feel like she's just always laughing. It's very endearing.
Yeah.
I just think.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, it's
I feel like I feel like she's lost traction in the game though. Do you feel like you feel like the game's slipping away from her as well?
Kiara or Joe? Kiara. Yeah, it is.
Well, both of them, they're tied at the hip. Joanna is.
I will be shocked if a red tribe member does. I personally would be shocked if a red tribe member doesn't win at this point, because it is looking that way to me. It is looking at the demise of Yellow, and then we'll probably get Fu in the end, maybe, and then maybe she can speak well enough to get some votes.
Are we going to get a super fucking stacked final tribal council? I'm finding it really hard to commit to a potential winner, and I'm beginning to think maybe it's just because it's so maybe there will be a really tight duo going up against each other or something.
I can see Joe with two strong people. That's what I can see.
Kind of the same.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. It's Joe with maybe Kiara and Marty.
Whoa. Yeah.
Or maybe Joe with Fu and Abby. That'd be horrendous.
What about Salvador and Michael?
No, I don't see it.
No?
Actually, we're going to speak about Michael and then we'll bring Jake in.
Yeah, let's talk about Michael.
Michael's the last person.
I wanted to play background today and I can't play it. It's to do with Michael. But
Michael won the challenge. Michael won the challenge, so
he did. He won the challenge, and that's what I wanted to have in my background. But it's not coming up.
I love how Abby tried twice and still had no chance.
But I don't get genuinely. When I won this same challenge in Melbourne Survivor, I thought it was the easiest challenge on the planet.
You did win this.
It's
challenge.
just dunk, 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 dunk. That's all you have to do the entire time.
Is a photo of you and Michael both bouncing balls?
Yeah, no, I wanted to play it, me winning it as my background, but I couldn't get the video to play. But it is legitimately just bouncing a damn ball on a plate. What's so hard about that? I don't understand. When we started that challenge in Melbourne Survivor, I thought that challenge was going to go for fucking hours. I was like, we're going to be here forever. Me, people like Jason Muscles and CM, I was like, we're going to be bouncing this till the cows come home. Nah, that was over in a couple minutes.
Yeah, and it's weird though, because these guys had wind as well, and they lasted 9 minutes. We didn't have wind, and you would have been out there for ages.
Sucks though.
Maybe they didn't want to win.
Everyone's falling all over the place. Everyone's falling over. Why are you falling over bouncing the ball? I just feel like it's the easiest challenge ever invented. And but congrats to Michael. He deserved it. Only legends win this challenge. I guess that's what it is, Michael. We win it because we're legends, not because it's a hard thing to do, because we're legends.
Michael, to me,
it's not good takes that, Michael.
If Red was to be in trouble at Tribal, he's a guy that goes.
So who's going to be gunning for Michael, do you think?
Well, it'd be Yellow. I could see Kiara or maybe even Matt B throwing out Michael's name.
Wait, so Matt B and Kiara throwing out Michael's name?
Yeah, and then having.
I thought Michael and Kiara have connected. No.
Oh no, not really. No, because they've talked, but he is the next person out of that tribe to go, out of that second tribe. He was the next person to go. He was the vote. So his name's already been out there as well. So once you, it's that rule. It's that rule. Once your name's out there, bad luck. It's gone. You're gone at one point.
I just feel like I need to fight with the chat for a second, because they're all saying like, "Oh, do this challenge during a fucking cyclone and then get back to us." Okay, I fucking will, and I will still win it every time. I will. I could defeat Michael in this challenge right now. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Thank you very much.
All right. We have Jake. We have Jake in the background, so let's.
The greatest player of all time. He's here with us. Jake Heath.
It's not Jake Heath.
It's not Jake Heath. Whoa.
No. Let's add him in. Let's add him in. All right.
Bringing balance to all Jakes.
Hello.
Yo, can you hear me?
Hey, Jake.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Well, hello.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Gosh, that's all right.
Have you been watching us? It's okay if you haven't been. It's fine.
No, I've been here for the past. I've just been watching for the past 10 minutes. Yeah. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to tell us about your experience on Backyard Survivor and how you went? And
yeah, like I remember, like how long has it been now? Like 2 years, nearly. Nearly. And but like I saw it on Star now because I'd been getting into acting and stuff like that, and it just looked like something that'd be really fun and cool to do, and like a bit of hey Kyle, and a bit of like, oh, hey guys, like a bit of, a bit of.
Yeah, you have to pause every time they say hello, and you have to say hello to everyone back. Yeah.
I'll do that. No, yeah, I just figured it'd be great for like sort of just screen experience and stuff like that, constantly being in front of a camera. And then like it turned out just to be one of the coolest things that I've ever done. I remember finishing, and you sort of just like finish on a high because it's like a heightened version. It's just like a heightened life. You know what I mean? You don't actually live life like that. So when I got voted out, like after that, it was just like, damn, what do I do now? It was just I sort of left with an empty feeling after doing it in a good way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like when the credits roll at the end of a really good movie, you're like, wow, that was everything. I wish I could relive it again, but I won't. And
exactly.
That's sad. Yeah. All right.
So obviously you get picked to join the Blue Tribe.
Yes.
Give us a rundown of your Blue Tribe members and how
so when David was the team captain, chose Dan and then chose me. I was really happy that me and Dan were in the same team. As you guys would have seen, that me and Dan got along quite well. And Dan was just a really cool guy, and sort of saw him as like a father figure sort of during the time I was there. I was only 17, and I saw him as someone I could look up to. And then everyone else, just Macro, the blue team really, we just all got along so well. We just bonded so well. I just loved everyone on the team. Yeah.
What was it like? What was it like being 17, like playing? Because like, I don't think anybody's really done it. Like, you're probably like one of the youngest players ever.
Well, yeah, like the age restriction, it was 18. And I just reached out to Kyle and Brian and just said, hey, like, is there any chance that I could give it a crack? And yeah, all I had to do was fill out some forms, like the parents had to fill out, and I was allowed to do it. That was it. And I was allowed to do it. So it was a really interesting feeling, like knowing that I was the youngest one there. There was no one else younger than me. And I guess that's like why I got along with Abby, because she was also one of the youngest there. She was the youngest there as well. And everyone else was quite older than us. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bit of a question in relation to Dan. Like, you're very, like you were just saying earlier, you got very, you had a lot of respect for Dan. You looked up to him as like this leader figure, bit of a daddy. Let's say hypothetically, Blue Tribe didn't fall apart and you guys all played together really deep into the game. Would you have, close to the end of the game, seen Dan as too big of a threat to sit next to, and would you have betrayed him? Would you have considered betraying him?
Well, like how many people would be left at this point?
Let's say it's just the remaining blue tribe. Let's just say it's like just blue. True, all the blues are left, and then
shit.
Okay. It's just blues left.
Okay.
It's that true blue finish.
I think I would have voted other people out before Dan still.
So would you have gone to the end with Dan, like
Yeah,
the final
100%.
tribal council? Really?
100%. Yeah, I would have gone to the end. It was either me or him. Yeah.
Wow. So let's say, just continue this hypothetical. Let's say you're sitting at final tribal council with Dan. What would your pitch to the jury be as to why you should beat Dan in this hypothetical, just based on like the game you did get to play?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't even know if I'd have a reason.
So would you bring him purely out of just like loyalty, and you would bring him out of like loyalty and just like how much you respect the guy and wanting to go up against someone you respect versus like going up against? Oh, okay. That's very respectable.
And I wouldn't. And if hypothetically, like if it was just us two left, and if he won, I'd be happy for him. I'd be totally happy for it. Like yeah.
Interesting. So then that brings me to another question, Jake. How, on any level, how cutthroat were you willing to dabble in? Because it seems like you're not the most cutthroat guy. But like, under what circumstances could you have been persuaded by people to be more cutthroat? Like, what do you think?
I think that's probably like my biggest mistake in Backyard Survivor, because it was my first time ever and I hadn't watched any of the previous ones before going into it. Like people can be so cutthroat and just stab you in the back and just turn against you and just lie to your face. It's like, and you see that watching back on it, it's like holy moly, like all these people just talking so much trash. But like, and I didn't see it until it was too late. But like if there was a next time, maybe I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I would be a lot more cutthroat.
No one's listening. It's okay.
Yeah. I'd be a lot more like backstabbing and just not trusting anyone.
Yeah. Speaking about not trusting people, so Abby, when she was explaining to you how the vote went down when Dan went home, do you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. Because all four of them, Rachel, Abby, Josh, and Matt, they all flipped on Dan because they were going to vote for me, right? And they all went for Dan, and I genuinely thought it was either me or Josh. And when I found out that, like, when Dan's name kept getting pulled out, I was very surprised, and I was actually quite upset that, because I just didn't see it coming. I thought Dan was clear. I thought me and Dan. I thought Dan was good to go, and then he was just voted out, and I was like, wow. And my name was pulled out once. And that was obviously Rachel. That was Fu. Yeah. And after that, that was like, damn. I thought we were Team Blue, but right,
So how did it feel for Fu to have written your name down? She wrote down the name, the whole dog. How did that feel moving forward?
Because Josh. You said because Abby came up to me afterwards and told me that they all flipped on Dan, but it was actually Rachel, that my own teammate, that was the one that voted for me. And after that, I sort of just like there was just like a wall put in front of me between me and her after that point. And it was very clear later on the episode as well. Did that.
She picked up on it for sure. Now, I mean, I have another question. Sure. On your swap tribe, you had two characters, Rachel and Josh. Now, So like, Rachel, like, so you did watch the last episodes or so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Rachel was saying, oh, she's getting bad vibes from you, Jake. Oh, how could she? And then from Josh, we're hearing you were rude to him. So I want to know.
I was never rude to
I want to know.
Gosh,
I want to know what happened.
What?
What happened? What did you do?
I wasn't rude to Josh. I don't recall.
Josh begs to differ.
He does. When I saw him say that, I was like, what? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I never teamed up with him, so he took that as me being rude. I don't know, Josh.
Wow. Hot takes here on the LRG podcast.
Yeah. And like, yeah, with Rachel, I guess there was like that moment where she was sort of asking me all these questions as to like who I was allied with, blah, blah, blah. And she's right. I didn't really give her much to work with. And I guess that was a fair enough reason for her to get a red flag from me. But
So like, if you, let's say you could redo how you carried yourself perhaps on that swap tribe, what would you do differently?
Well, yeah. I guess, I don't know. I feel like at that point it was sort of already too late because they had already formed their very tight alliance. Like, Rachel, Josh, and like Abby and Matt, they were so tight. And then especially after like Dan being voted out, like I was so, I genuinely felt like I didn't have anyone because I knew I knew I was next. I just knew that I was next. And like I just genuinely felt like I didn't have anyone. I thought I had Abby, but that was not the case. I probably just would have. Next time I would probably somehow get in more with the other people on the team.
Can you speak to us about the Abby like friendship, relationship, flirting situation, whatever happened? Can you explain to us how that went down and how that even started? Like we knew at the start of the game you sort of just clicked, but the flirting just like came out of nowhere. It was just boom, instant.
Oh, that was just me. That was just me. It's just like, I don't know, another like girl the same age, and it was just like a natural thing to happen. And but I totally got played. Like I didn't see it coming whatsoever. As as you would have found out. Abby actually has a really funny video that maybe you guys could get access to if I could get my hands on it. It's a really funny video after everything that she reveals to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a good video.
See.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I totally thought you had something. But
Yeah.
You're 17.
No, it made for such good. It made for such good entertainment, though. Like, look at the positives.
Exactly,
I mean, it's just, it was riveting from the premiere. I don't even know if you watched like the early episodes of the season, but they always had this music that played between scenes. And edgic God, I knew it meant something all the way back in the premiere. I was like, what does this mean? And it was really just like hoodwinking us at the end of the day. It was just one big trick, one big red herring.
There was that what episode was it? I wrote a bunch of stuff down.
Oh my god.
Prepared.
I think episode 6. Like there was like that flashback of when Josh is talking about me at night time near the tree. And Josh is like, and then Jake, he's very strategic. He's giving me all these looks and he's making all these movements and then like him flirting with Abby and stuff like that. And then it goes to like a flashback of me and Abby at the picnic. It was such a good scene.
It's so good. Is it weird to watch back, like knowing this was like 2 years ago? Like, is it still like, is any of it still fresh in the mind, or is
Yeah, like I definitely had to run, like, go through all the episodes and stuff to refresh my memory and just like find things that I'd sort of like had forgotten. I was like, oh yeah, that happened. But I still think about it to this day. Like, I'm very happy that I did it. Very happy. Yeah. And I'd definitely do it again.
That's good.
Sick.
That's good.
I mean, maybe you should. Maybe you should.
Yeah. So you excelled at all of the challenges pretty much that you were in. Did you like the challenges this season? Did you have fun?
Yeah, lots of fun. Lots and lots and lots of fun. I just dived headfirst into all the challenges that we were given, and I enjoyed them all. Yeah.
Yeah. How was the production level like this year? Because like we're seeing in like this season's production is like crazy, but you want to give us like a rundown on how like behind the scenes went for you and stuff as well?
Yeah, it was a very it was very in your face. I mean, in a good way, because that's their job. That's the cameraman's job and stuff. Like the crew and that. Like, it was so weird not having any privacy at all. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't get a word. You couldn't get a word in without the camera picking up on it. And it was a good but weird feeling. And they did a fantastic job of it. You couldn't run away with someone and try and hide and get something in, because the camera was just after you no matter what. Yeah.
Great camera people.
Yeah. So they did a very good job.
So before you had played Backyard Survivor, how long had you been doing like acting and stuff for? Because that's spending a lot of time in front of a camera too, I would imagine. So is it very different feeling being in front of a camera under like a more rehearsed scenario versus like just constantly being followed around?
Yeah. Because it's like, I guess it's like the whole like reality TV game show sort of like sense of it.
Yeah.
Like it's like real. It's happening in real time. Like you're living your life, but it's being recorded. And then whereas like if you're acting in front for like a film, it's totally it's not your life. You've rehearsed it a million times. You've learned your lines. You know exactly what you're gonna say. They say and action, cut, etc. But with this, like there's no cuts or anything. There's no warning you to let you know that you're being recorded. Yeah. It's very different. Yeah.
So did you? I assume as an actor you would have had to do like improv classes and things like that here and there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like when so it was only a year ago. It wasn't it? Yeah, it was only a year ago. And when I did Backyard Survivor, I only just started at Whopper. And are you guys in WA?
No, we know where Whopper is though.
Oh, okay.
Western Australian performing something.
You don't know what it is? Yeah, Josh, that's exactly what it
is. It's like a performing art.
Okay.
Yeah, you know Hugh Jackman, right? Hugh Jackman. That's where he went.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah. Are we talking to like Wolverine? Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd only been doing it for a few months, so I hadn't really had that much acting experience by that point. No, not at all. Yeah. But now,
That's good.
Do you feel like your experiences as a boxer or an actor helped you more navigating Backyard Survivor?
Damn.
Because I feel like both could be kind of helpful.
That's a good question. Yeah, like, I mean, I know, no. With the boxer, like, yeah, I was gonna say with acting, I know how to look in front of a camera, but anyways, with boxing, like I guess like very physically capable and stuff like that. Like with the physical challenges, I was able to compete very well in those, and that was very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you took really good leadership. Oh, sorry, Josh. You took really good leadership in that. What was that challenge? The Sea Story challenge. The one where you're balancing the ropes with the thing in the middle, and then you.
Oh yes.
Really
with the letters,
good leadership in that challenge.
Had to spell victory. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah. That was actually one of the toughest ones. That was like it wasn't physically challenging. It was more like mentally challenging. That because it was so hard, and you just felt like it wasn't possible to achieve. But you just had to keep going no matter what.
Yeah. What a slog.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, what were you saying, Josh? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. One question I like to ask everyone that makes the merge, it's a thing that we do for merge people, is if you could choose 4 people from this season to return for a potential All-Star season or I don't know, some mock return season, who would they be? Like, obviously, don't spoil anything for us here, but like, who would you choose? Who would you want to see back play again?
Wow. Can I choose myself?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'd
Hell
love
yeah.
to.
What a
nobody has ever done that. Nobody has ever done that.
Well, I'm
Nobody's
glad
ever
he's
chosen
done
himself. Yeah, I'm glad.
taking a fucking stand.
Yeah. I deserve to be back. Yeah, that's it.
No, yeah. I mean, I think. Well, I'd love to just have another go, and knowing what I know now, and then, I mean, I'd choose Dan because I'm biased towards him. I like him as a good guy. Probably Fu. Like, she was so good. She was just so good at the game, and she's just a good person in general as well. And who else?
Would you choose your love interest?
Oh, I was gonna say Abby, but I better not. I better not. I like Josh. I like Josh a lot. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh,
I still
hell
talk to Josh. I talk to Josh to this day. Like, see, I'm not rude, Josh.
Wow.
But yeah, Josh.
What a
Yeah, I
recovery.
think that'd be a good matchup. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge returnee cast.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am out of questions myself personally.
You're out of questions?
I am out of questions. Yep.
I mean, I have a question. I have a question for Jake. Why couldn't you have just been better at bouncing a ball on a plate?
Oh.
It's very easy. It's so easy.
Why
couldn't you do it?
I heard you talking about how good you were and like you could do it in a tornado or some shit.
Yeah. Like, you know what? I could. Like, would you if you go on, say what you were saying.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, it's easy. I know it's damn easy, but there's so many. I don't want to make excuses, but there's so many factors that come into it, like the wind, obviously, and it's just like it's so boring as well. Like, it's like, no offense to Brian Kyle, but it's just
what a boring challenge.
Wow. Do you know the amount of time and effort they put into making these challenges and painting the equipment?
They bought them balls from the store.
Boring.
Some of the balls were like crushed up as well. Like, come on. No, it's a very mentally taxing challenge. I feel like because it's just like it just drags out. You're just doing it's repetitive actions, and you just I reckon it's very mentally. Yeah.
Fair enough. Just couldn't cut it. Fair enough.
Just couldn't cut it. I know, right? It had to be that one. It had to be that challenge.
Yeah, it did. That's why you're out, because you couldn't win that challenge.
I couldn't.
Just rub it in, Tara. That's fine.
I will.
Thank you so much, Jake, for coming.
No worries.
Tonight.
I
hope to see you back on our screen. I think we will anyway. You're in the jury, yeah? Yep. We'll see you back next week, I guess. All right. Thank you much for coming. Thank you so much for coming on. Me and Tara have one more thing to do. We have our Kiss, Marry, Kill segment. Other than that,
of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I should have planned ahead.
Serious.
Oh God! Oh my God! I've dropped
yeah. You don't watch our podcast clearly. There's just one. There's one section. It's nothing
How many
to
people
do.
are watching this right now?
Like
there's
3 people.
Three?
No, I think there's like it says 15 at the moment, but it was up to like 24 before. So
24.
Then you came on. Then Jake came on,
and then it dropped
for some reason. Poor Jake. That's fine. All right, Tara. Who are you killing this week? Who do you think done a bad job?
Oh shit. I'm going. Okay. What's the criteria again? I feel like I ask this every time. So you kill someone if you're like,
you kill somebody if you think that you kill somebody if you think they did a wrong move, like a wrong strategic
if they did a wrong move.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna do a bit of a spicy kill. Last time, I remember I actually married this person last time. I married Kiara last time, and I'm gonna kill Kiara this time. Why? You might ask. Why? Yes. You might ask. I think she's wanting to stick a little too strong with Original Yellow. And I think, and the fact that she was the one Valentina originally like went over to, and she was like, Kiara, why did you vote us out? Why did you vote me out? Why? I think hilarious. It's like, and it happened right in front of like Ching and Michael and Salvador and everyone. And I feel like they can all see that this is something Kiara has to navigate. It paints Kiara in a good light. I think it puts her in a dicey position that people can see her as kind of the spokesperson of Yellow Tribe. And I think just like, I think it's going to make it hard for her to outplay that, like outplay this very positive way in which she's viewed. Like even in, you know, for so much of the season, she's just getting so much like positive reviews, and everyone's kind of slowly seeing these little cracks come through. And I think that's going to come back to bite her in the butt. That's what I think. So I'm going to kill Kiara. Okay. And it makes sense because people are most likely to kill whoever they're married to. Like, or like statistically, like you're most likely to be murdered by the person you're married to. So I feel like this makes sense.
Yeah, it does. My kill is going to Abby. Purely for taking out Jake. Like I know Jake's here, but like,
wow, we're pandering to the guests now. Oh my god. Sorry.
no. But I said this in the chat before. I think that Jake would have voted with Abby the rest of the way. Maybe could you agree with that, Jake?
Yes, absolutely, man. Yeah. And that's the whole thing. Like, like the. I mean, you guys were mentioning before, like the whole, you know, backstabbing and like, I just wasn't like that, and but
she literally just threw away a vote. Like she had a lot of power with her original alliance as well, and Jake didn't have much power. He didn't have many alliance members left because they all got voted out. She would have been able to use that vote, and she just said, "Nah, see you later." So she said, "I'm gay, I'm out." You know,
good
and that
TV,
was it.
Though.
That was good TV.
She really did, though. Hey.
Yeah, that's it. So my kill's going to Abby. Who's your kiss for?
I want to know who Jake's going to kill. I want Jake to kill someone.
You want to kill somebody this episode, Jake?
Yeah, kill someone with us. Kill with us.
Wow. I've got like 3 people, but can I kill 3 people? No.
Mass murderer. Okay. Mr. Loyal.
I'll just say Rachel, not Fu. Other Rachel.
Rachel.
Maybe.
Yeah. Just got killed. Getting killed. All right. That's a solid one. All right. Who we snogging?
Snogging kissing. That's the same thing. Snogging sounds so much worse though.
It's funny.
All right. I am. You go first.
Oh, I didn't think this through. Snogging.
So somebody that made a good move. It's somebody who made a good move.
Okay. But like not marriage material. I really liked. I'm actually going to say Abby. I'm going to snog Abby, and here's why.
You can't kiss somebody.
She's made some mistakes. You know, it's not the cleanest game. That's why a quick snog's okay. Because she's doing so much like fun shit behind the scenes. Like Fu said, famous words. Patu, patu, patu. Abby. Patu. You know, that she really is constantly just getting in people's ears. She's in Val's ear. She's in, you know, Kiara's ears. She's in a little bit of everybody's ears. You know what I mean? And even though she's making enemies along the way, she's still doing damage. Like the stuff, even if she's totally wrong about Matt B having an idol, this is just planting, and we're about to see what comes of it as seeds that are, it could come back to bite her in the ass next episode, and it probably will to some degree. But you know, that's why I got to get a quick snog in, like because she's still doing damage. So I want to reward the damage that she's creating, the chaos that she's manifesting, and that's my snog.
Mine is actually going to Fu. I actually really wanted to marry this episode, but I can't see her in a winning position from this point. Yeah, so I don't think she's in a winning position from this point. That's why I'm not going to marry her. Her talking to Valentina, like, it's the only one we got seen. That's the only one that got shown. So her just simply doing that conversation, literally to me, has just made her, like, she's got another alliance member now. She's in with Yellow if she needs it. She's definitely making moves to put herself higher up. And she's super smart. She knows that Abby's the right person to get out now. She is controlling the game from as much point as she can. And it's good to see. And I didn't expect it. Like, I didn't expect like that level of gameplay just to elevate overnight. It was pretty good. So
yeah. Now I want to know, would Jake snog Abby or his new daddy? Who are you snogging, Jake?
I was gonna say Josh, a little cutie. No,
Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Wow.
No, like, I don't know, like the whole game he just flew under the radar.
Good choice.
Like, like up until he just like you didn't see it coming, eh? And he
not really. He was getting votes every tribal, but
I guess so, right? I guess. But yeah, that's actually a good point. But he just like sort of played, but
strategically throwing.
Yeah. So that's why, I guess. Yeah.
Good choice.
Alrighty. Who are you marrying, Tara? Oh, you said Fu before.
Well, I was gonna say Fu. I'm kind of in the same boat as you, where I feel like, you know, this can't last forever. But yeah, that's why I'm gonna marry Fu. You know, she was networking so aggressively, but also like it seemed like it was working. And yeah, to be able to just go out there and hustle for people to be on side, I really respect that, especially if you can pull off like somewhat of a convincing performance, which I feel like she can tap in and out of pretty well. I mean, there are a lot of people who I think played this round pretty well, but Fu was definitely a standout in the episode. So yeah, she would be my Maui.
My Maui is going to Rachel. I know Jake killed her, but
wow, we're all just picking each other's people.
Here we are. Rachel, she has multiple alliances with Fu. She's also talked to Matt B as well. There's also that connection with Abby too. She's not the person that they'll target on Red either. So she's in so many pockets, and yes, she didn't get what she wanted this tribal. She didn't get what she wanted this tribal, but I don't think that makes any difference for her. The fact that she's in a minority now, I think, is a good thing moving forward, because the majority is always someone who'll be targeted. So I think that she is in a really good spot, and if she doesn't win from here, I mean, she did something wrong at one point.
She's at the center of my spider web, but I don't think she's winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think she's done like a really good job. Jake, who are you marrying from this episode?
Who?
Ooh. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. She's just too good.
Polygamy.
Yeah, I agree with her.
Oh my god, is this a harem?
We got everything. She had a kiss and 2 marries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Legend.
Like a girl. No. All right.
Oh my god, she's a video editor too.
Yeah,
Get
sir.
it. Melbourne Survivor.
Please. That's why we're doing this. I'm joking.
Yeah.
No. Thank you so much for coming on, Jake. Thanks so much
No
for
worries.
coming on.
This was
thank you.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun. We have one more week left without Vince. So
Yay!
I don't know how I'm getting.
Fun.
Yay!
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It actually is good not to have Vince here. You know, it's great to have Be My Show. I'm joking.
Yeah, no, that's yes. Stand your ground, Josh.
Yeah, it's my show. No,
it is.
Yeah,
That's why I'm in the middle.
Yeah. I can't control. Actually, can I control that?
I think you can.
Oh.
Well, wasted opportunity, mate.
It is. All right.
Put Jake in the middle for a send off.
Yeah, put me in the middle.
Okay.
Put him in the middle.
There you go.
Final last words. Final last words, Jake.
Last words?
Yeah, last words.
You will see me again. Bye.
Oh.
Whoa! Oh my god.
I should have. All right. Thank you, everyone.
No worries. Thank you, Josh.
That's okay.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.